Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 30 of my journey through Group Self-Found Keepers of the Flame League. And today we continue the grind in Delve to get the last ring I need to make a Precursor's emblem. I think this is like the 6th day I've devoted to Delve to try and get this ring. Then whatever the ring rolls on it, I'm going to try and work into a build, stacking power charges, but we got to get the last ring. We're only missing the one that drops off of Kurgal. I got 2 green rings off of him last time. I've got the other 2 blues, so I just need to find the Lich boss Kurgal, which is where I stopped down here last time. It could just take one more, or it could take many more. We shall see today. But before we jump in today, I have to give a shout out to Chaos Killer 105 coming in with the new membership to the channel, and also Poke 'em with a Stick, who hit me with another super thanks donation. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you both. 2 more hands added to the wall, and I've run out of hands now. I'm gonna have to make more. I didn't expect there would be this much support, so I will have to find a way to go get more and make more hands. Throughout this league, new members to the channel will get a hand added to the wall in theme with the Breach Hand League, with your name on it. And also make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's go digging in the mine. Also, the next thing you see from me will probably be my reaction to the PoE 2 announcement. I'll probably push that out as quickly as I can after that happens tomorrow for me, but it'll be the same day that you guys see this. I am interested to see what they've cooked up in PoE 2. I've pretty much run through of all of the information I have to talk about with Delve. So at this point, it's pretty much just hopefully I find the boss. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe some cool things will happen along the way. And there's another architect. Let's see here. There's several architects floating around. Wait, there was a spot yesterday. Yeah, back here where I found 3 of them on the same screen. Oh, right. Thinking about going down here, but these strong boxes are evil. With the Ellie pin, an opal ring. What is that? Yeah, I don't know. The Unseen Hue opal ring. Hits with prismatic skills always sap. Attack, cast speed, triple res. It's pretty cool. Prismatic skills, which doesn't leave many. Okay then, where was I here? Oh, I already made it past that. Working over here. Let's go this way. So that new ring is for prismatic skills, which limits you to elemental hit and wild strike, and maybe anything linked with prismatic burst. Supposedly discharge doesn't have a prismatic tag, or transfigured reeve, which maybe should have prismatic tags. Ancient gems. That is a weird chest. The name seems different on it than a normal gems chest. Is this gonna give me like an enlighten? No. Level 21 blade blast. Transfigured tornado has prismatic tag, and blink and mirror arrow of prismatic clones. I gotta agree though, an uber drop that only works with a handful of skills feels weird. They're also theorizing about it rolling scorch or brittle on it, but it doesn't even do that. It's always sap. Oh, it can. Hold up. Now I gotta look it up. Unseen Hue. Oh, okay, so it can roll different ways. This effect does not apply to the hits of minions from summoned skeletons of mages or the clones, even though these have the prismatic tag. So 3 of the possible gems just won't work with it. I guess that changes things a little bit with it, but still prismatic skills. I'm really hopeful that the build that I create with this power charge ring will be able to do Ubers. On the top of my mind right now is a spectral helix of Trarthus with a Foulborn Rebuke of the Fall, and then use a rune graft of Blasphemy and Anathema to stack every curse on an enemy. Pretty much, if that would work. That would be kind of cool. But if the ring gave me +1 max curse while at max power charges, then using the Anathema might not be the play at that point. because then I could go for some bigger value curses rather than just like the baseline values that would get applied from that rune graft. It has like a 30% chance to apply a random hex on an enemy on hit, I believe. Hey, that's a city. That's good. So now we need confirmation on if there's a boss before we get excited. The Unseen Hue Ring is also like being an Uber drop. We're over a month into this league, and like these things are, I mean, had somebody really desired it, like that could be targeted, but the GSF players are like now getting around to like doing Ubers. Because Aqua's been going at it the last day or so. Fabian's just getting into Ubers. Like, I'm nearing the possibility of doing Ubers. Like, a really niche, potentially build enabling unique being off the Uber. Yeah, it might be available in trade, like, on the first weekend of the league. But it's something that you just don't have good access to at all in an SSF or GSF scenario. No! I thought it might expand. Nah, damn. At least I'm getting a lot of long nodes around here so that I can see more with each like move and little event thing. Yeah, Spectral Helix of Charthus is still like something holding over from last league that would have been fun to try. And now knowing that there is the Rebuke of the Vol with the trap throwing speed, got me really interested. Conductivity on hit, one with a bunch of life, mana regen on it, 4 different conductivity rings. I haven't touched the new Wander stuff this league either. Like, we're 9 days away from PoE 2 league. How's a soul fight? Oh dang. Okay. Chambers of Impurity I need to run with Maven. Monster damage and Physis Chaos. Block 1. Alright, I got Soul Eater, Soul Fight 1, 2, and 3. Where's the boss? I'm juiced, so best chance to go for it. Alright, let's go. Go, go, go. Drop banner. It's that. Yeah. Cool. Echo of Trauma. There's a Hive Fortress, Hive Brain Gland, Tabula Rasa. I think that's the first one of those I've dropped this league. Ziggurat and Baron. 27 quality Wyvern Scale Gauntlets. Baron. Ooh, an Impossible Escape. Iron Grip, which is this. So you'd be able to allocate stuff about in this radius around it. Not amazing. I tried to throw a flare, like, he just stopped taking damage. I am back down to depth 350. Primeval Ruins, Abyssal City behind it. I'm glad I peeked over. I wanted to know if there was an ul there. That's a boss. No mods. Rebuke of the Vol. It's kind of low on the damage numbers, actually. Chimera from Delve. Grab my Rislotha's coil. Let's go get this guy. Here we go. So building up the banner. Yeah, just keep saving it for the last phase. He's back flipping. I can just keep spinning. Okay, phase. At least with this build, the ads are nothing. Either build has better single target DPS, but can't really clear this well. Round 2. Making another beam. Raise another pillar. This is backflip incoming. Okay. Then everything should be ramped, so he's close to dead. Okay. Banner drop. Yep. Targeted here. Move. Good. And that is a helmet. Rip. Okay, look for the next one. Ball City, just beyond it. I never lose. Reach 40 challenges. Hey, that is a coward's trial. Another city found with an architect. Looks like I'd have to go through this boss if I wanted to go down anywhere here. I think I pivot somewhere else. Out of Soul Fight. How am I doing on Craft Blood? 14,000. Should probably go spin that. Maybe use the unique ones to try and fish for that sword. Or I guess see if somebody has one. No Rebuke of the Vol. Chimera. Let's see. Rebuke of the Vol. Strength Dex. More chance for Dex and Strength requirements. Back out of belts and jewelry. Weapons. One-handed melee weapons. Alright, 4 tries. United in Dream. The double. Quality of all minion skill gems. Whoa. Unholy Might on kill. Chance to poison. The quality of all minions skill gems is crazy. It's not socketed. It says all. Foulborn Rigwald's Command. Spell block while dual wielding. And a Moonbender's Wing with attack speed. Ancient. And another from the mysterious 2020 Creeping Frost. So 2 more tries. Hemophilia, Monastery Bell, and a Severed in Sleep with minion base crit. A provisioning, no multi on the amulet. Crazy Legion plate, a lot of life. Hydra, a Ziggurat. It's really crazy after being really deep down in Delve. You get more monster life down there, things start to grind. This map has more monster life on it and everything just dies almost instantly. There's the Hive Fortress. No, I died. Minus max. Dang. Oh, I just got bopped by a strongbox. Crazy AoE on it, but oof. Yikes. Polaric Invitation. And back to the mine. I think my enthusiasm for doing this has taken quite a dive after 6 days of this. And there's a city. Yeah. Let's just get out of here. Ooh. Not looking great. There is one more spot. Yeah, it's looking like no boss. All outpost. Ooh, I see a city up there. That is the boss. Oh crap. Let's go. Monster accuracy. Okay. Maybe it's the one. All right, let's do it. Kurgal the Black-Blooded. Here comes the backflip. Oh, I want to stay in here though. Yeah, so I can keep doing damage. He's back. He's about to jump. Yep. Hard part's not hitting something with this cyclone. All these little pillars and this blockage around. Really easy to hit that, and then you'll get stopped for a second and wind up in that beam. It's not what you want. Drop that banner. He's looking at me. Go in here. Ooh. And we're good. More gloves. Damn. Sanctified ×2. Resonator Trove. For the Prime Chaotic Resonator. Another Rebuke of the Vol. Another Architect of Sulfites. At least I found one in this batch. Only 6 more Toxic Sewers. Ziggurat. Hive Fortress. Severed in Sleep, Minion Crit, Hive Brain Gland, 1 Tile, Primeval Ruins, Divine Orb, Horned Scarab of Glittering. Got pinned by the Rogue Exile. Dang. And I did get to see this, though. It is a Vol City. I think this might be a corner of a city right there. It is a city. It is an abyssal city. Oh, one of these rares gave me Soul Eater. It's over for this Beyond boss. It's got to be coming. There it is. Drop that banner. Did that a little early, I guess. Let's see. There was definitely life as ES here. And dead. There is a boss. Oh, thank God. I am out of Sulfite, though. If you are ever done with the grind, Topaz Ring. Oh boy. Well, I do have one just sitting out there at the moment. I'm gonna try that one first. What have I sold here? Chaos Golem, Flame Dash, Jewel, and Amulet. I think I just take that little bit of Sulfite that I just grabbed. Let's go get this boss. Alright, last attempt, I'm gonna make it Kurgal. This could be the one that sets me free. Not, I'm gonna trade for the ring. I didn't put my belt on. Okay, can do that now. Round 2. Oop, touch that beam. Backflip. Okay. Maze. Okay. Drop the banner. Stand still. No! I didn't get the sidestep. Haha. Seems like this fight always comes down to like one of two things. Do I touch the beam that he does after his backflip thing right here and die to that, or do I get hit by that crazy laser beam? It's the only ways to die here. He's gonna do his beam again. Okay, sure I have the blood rage going. He's back out. Drop the banner. Watch where he's at. Stay in front of him. Move. There we go. That's all I needed, and those are gloves. Okay, I think that's also the officially unlucky. Hey, a brass dome. Yeah, that is 10 of them, I think, if all of them are still here. There's a 10% chance for each of the rings, so I'm unlucky on rings, because there should be a 30% chance for a ring, and 10% each. I got 2 green ones. Hey! 391 plus 5. Good brass dome. Ooh, that looks like an energy blade. I have the Echo of Reverence to trade. I could do that. Give up 2 of them, plus all this other stuff that I was going to give. But this is why GSF instead of SSF. Jumbo's Meadow. There we go. How does this work? Just vendor them? Yeah, okay. So it is finally time. They go in. Precursor's Emblem. And the ID is chance to gain power charge on kill, damage per power charge, and movement speed per power charge. Okay. Damage per power charge is good. If I had 10 power charges, that'd be 50%. Movement speed is definitely good. Power charge on kill, though, don't know that I really need, but there we go. We got it. Movement speed per power charge. Bless this up to 30 lightning res. There we go. All right. Well, there's nothing on this that is like, well, maybe do this kind of thing. This is kind of more generic, which is fine. That leaves my options open. Looks like I probably need to stop picking up transmutes as well. I was like out of fusings when I started this as well. Got plenty of those. Corrupting blood cannot be inflicted on you. Count as having max number of power charges. There's +2 with the Malachi's loop. And then I guess I can go on a Thema route. So it's also damage per power charge. The normal Malachi's loop gives spell damage per power charge, whereas this has spell suppression. And then if I wanted to use this shocks you when you reach max power charges. So I could instead use the blue Maven belt, Raven's Secret, which gives another max power charge. Gain absorption charges instead of power charges. Recoup 12% elemental damage as ES per absorption charge over 4 seconds following the hit. Elemental damage taken as energy shield. Okay, so with this setup and all the power charges on the tree, that would have me at 9 power charges. Without a +1 helmet of any kind, these Graven Secrets can be farmed and corrupted as well to give something else here. Holding Chaos Res on this. This could be divined up to be better. At 32 divines, let's do that. 18, 18, 18, 16, 18, 18, 24, 21, 22. Yeah, that's better. There was another belt though. Yeah, energy shield per power charges and elemental damage with attack skills per power charge with the Oxium. But if I use the Oxium, I will gain power charges on hit and lose them all on max power charges, then I'm constantly shocked. So if I wanted to use a Foulborn Oxium, I want a Replica Winterheart. This would give 5 ES per second while shocked, unaffected by shock. A lot of lightning res. I have several of these Foulborn Oxiums. So if I wanted the ES per power charge, these could be potentially double corrupted, but these are also crystal belts and gives a bunch of extra flat ES here. Elemental damage with attack skills per power charge. Like that's a lot. And here's a Replica Winterheart. So using this amulet, bunch of flat ES here too. This could be slapped with a divine. None of them were great. Okay, there's 70. So that would be unaffected by shock. So that would get rid of the downside of the Malachi's loop. I always count as being at max power charges, so it doesn't matter. Maybe try and make one of these that's better. This one's a 4%, 20% and 6. Got 21 and 6, 23 and 6. Come on, 24 and 6. Oh boy. Costing a lot of divines on this one. 25 and 6. Okay, I got a max roll on the damage and ES stacking. Finally. Okay, So there's that. So now that means we need elemental damage with attack skills. I guess I bless the Malachai's Loop. We give it quality and go double corrupt it. Because that spell damage is going to do nothing for me if it's elemental damage with attack skills. But, I mean, it also could be a Wander. A Wander is not something I was thinking about. What else am I missing here? There is Rune Graft of Blasphemy. Oh, this is only non-cursed enemy. Okay, that's... Okay, so I don't want this Rune Graft of Blasphemy then. I thought it was just a 30% chance to apply Hex. Alright, Spectral Helix. Bounces 3 times. More damage projectiles that pierced. Same with the trap. The trap has better effectiveness of added damage. Alright, I still want to try the Spectral Helix of Charthus, I think. I think that's where my head's at for this. Spectral Helix of Charthus. Oh, Aqua had 3. They have a Orb of Unraveling and a perfect Sawblade Horror. Okay, so there's 3 Spectral Helix of Charthus now. Usable at level 12. So let's experiment for a second and see how this works. Throws a trap. Yep, could cluster trap it. They go off. Launches a projectile. It bounce. Hit the walls. Goes up. Okay. Then you throw cluster traps on that and fire more. Charge traps. Gives crit multi per power charge. Trap throwing speed per frenzy charge. And gave me frenzy charges. I would need a weapon though. And then there's the Rebuke of the Vol. I've been trying to get. I've got 3 ancients. Let's fish on that first. Moonbender's Wing. Relwood Shank. Scava. Rickwald's Command. Okay. Nothing great there. What I could also do is try and make a weapon. Increase dex requirements. Less int, less strength. Weapons. One-handed melee, get rid of the link rerolls, put the quality maybe, and let's do reduced mana, increased crit, increased lightning, reduced physical. No, is this increased? Oh, I put increased mana. I don't want that. I want reduced mana. There are no caster mods. Don't need any of these increases either. I guess I could leave the links. Still have an extra point. And let's do reduced speed. I don't need speed because I want trap throwing speed on it. But I want more damage and base crit than I could get on the Rebuke of the Vol that I could get from this other tree. So let's fish at this. So we're getting daggers, got a claw. I'm looking for a foil, ideally. Yeah, that is all dex. Okay. But I want it to be better than that. Tempered foil, lightning cold crit, cold lightning crit. The axe kind of gave me what I was looking for. I don't know if I could do it with an axe though. T2 and 2 T4s. Throws a trap, which once triggered fires a special copy of your melee weapon. Yeah, it doesn't specify. Okay. Rebuke of the Vol has tons of flat damage, so it's an easy starting point. But if I'm going to try and scale crit with it, it's going to be hard to scale that with Rebuke of the Vol. I guess keep trying at this. I eventually hit the bow, so it's possible. No, did not get it. Well, let's say, what about Saboteur? Saboteur can get the reduced damage taken from blinded enemies. That's huge. Immune to ignite and shock. That would hurt me, actually. Projectiles return to you. Lucky crits. Okay, I don't think Saboteur is what I want to do. Because if I want to... Well, I guess, let's say I add this. And then maybe Shrapnel Specialist. That really doesn't matter. Maybe I got a bloodline to go with this. Assassin gets an extra power charge. What about Occultist? Okay, there's damage per power charge as well. An extra power charge, AoE per power charge. Maximum energy shields increase by chance to block spell damage. Hierophant also has +1 max power and endurance and gives me the endurance. That's a nice chunk of defense. Arcane Surge wouldn't really matter. Damage taken from mana before life, stuck in there. I think that's what's on the Scion one too. Yeah, doesn't give the max power charge though. Scion Assassin can give base crit chance. Chance for elusive on crit. 5% ES gain per second while shocked, which would be all of the time. AoE is not going to affect the Spectral Helix of Charthus. So if I wanted to go Occultist, that would get me to 9 power charges. And then Saboteur could remove the need for the amulet and give me a bunch of life recovery based on the traps thrown. And given the number of uniques already planned on this, that might be the play. So with quality on the belt, it would appear that I could raise the elemental damage per power charge. I could also probably raise the ES per power charge. I could raise that to 7%. I'm gonna make this one for damage. So that's like, that quality is an extra 5 elemental damage per power charge. This belt can be blessed as well, up to 80. Okay, there's that. It's a few options. I think I pretty much have an idea. The Foulborn Malachai's Loop needs double corrupted. That's the next step here. Locus of Corruption. This. Alright, what do we got? Dead. Rip. ES, String of Servitude. Spell suppression per power charge. Spell suppression per power charge. And spell suppression per power charge. Got 3 more of them. Locus of Corruption in this one. Alright, let's see what we got. 237 is the next highest on the ES. I'm gonna get so much percent damage scaling off of that belt. I'm getting 30% per power charge. 9 power charges. It's 180% elemental damage. So it would behoove me to spec more into crit. Alright, what do we got on this one? Oof. Alright. If I'm using that belt, like, I think the Precursor's Emblem is a dud. I don't think it's gonna actually, like, give me anything that I couldn't get off of a normal ring. The movement speed is cool. It doesn't seem like it gave me anything to, like, actually build around, though. There was always going to be a gamble, though. Like, that's what the Precursor's Emblems are. I guess the thing you're really hoping for there is +1 max power charges. Strength into String of Servitude. I don't have any more double corrupt temples, so I want to take a crack at these two, and I have to make more temples. Also not a huge priority. I need to figure out what I want to play so I can start leveling a new build. That's the big problem. Nearby traps also triggering. I do like with chain reaction, get trap throw speed, and instead of the blind effect, take the more throwing speed. Yeah, this would have to have some kind of bloodline. Summon Spectral Tiger on crit. I don't think I would do that with traps. Action speed cannot be modified to below base value if you have equipped boots with no socketed gems. That's something. Maximum power charges is Wrath Aura effect in here. If there's anything that's good, it's a Spectral Tiger for a crit chance buff. Swift Killer for Trickster would give me 2 frenzy charges. Let's think about that. Frenzy charges, more damage for each different type of mastery, Escape Artist, and maybe Spellbreaker. Okay, so another thing I'm gonna have to factor in here. I think I like the Trickster idea. I'm gonna need accuracy, so accuracy, crit chance, have that. Just based on the pathing I've done on the tree, I'm gonna have tons of int. So extra accuracy from int, that'll help. Precision will help. I've kind of factored this in for getting effective curses just in planning. Oh, we also need this. The configuration. Of course, I have charges, charge traps, 470 multi before I slot. Like, I don't have any of the gear on. I'm just kind of toying here. The amount of spell suppression I grabbed, it's got me at 69%, which is nice, but also puts me 31 spell suppression from capped, which would take 8 power charges, which I would have. Power charge on crits probably really good. More damage per power charge. And then hopefully I wouldn't have to use the base crit gem. Adding in a precision ramps the hit chance. What about Elementalist? I could get the golems. No. I could completely switch up my idea from the Spectral Helix of Trarthus and try and make more use of the AoE scaling. 200% charge duration lets you generate endurance charges from your chest. I'll be generating frenzy charges automatically. Might be a Trickster. Would the recovery on kill for life, ES, and mana, would that not work with traps? Your hexes can affect hexproof enemies. I like that. So the Trickster would have the amulet and have 5% ES regen per second. There's something up here. Hexes have infinite duration, less effective your curses. Well, okay. I guess, looking at this tree, this would just come off. You anoint the power charge, and then that gives a lot more freedom for defense stuff. You go get Charisma, and get Void Barrier. It's so hard for me to build a build in PoB. I just need to make a character and start, like, throwing stuff together and, like, well, that doesn't work, let's change it. Because, like, this does almost nothing for me. I like to use PoB for the tree planting stuff, but I don't want to deal with this without doing it in the game, or the whole skill setup. Yeah, I think it's a Spectral Helix of Trarthus Trickster. It should be cool. I do have a Spectral Helix MTX as well, so it wouldn't look like this. So maybe you'd want to, like, try and work in some proj speed on that as well. You could make your way. Oh, that's down here. More proj speed. Oh no, that's just a mastery for the more proj speed. So you could get one of these. Oh, there's the lethality. Yeah, maybe get in lethality and more projectile speed. I don't got much trap throw speed here, but it would look like these. Then with charged traps, 10% trap throwing speed per frenzy charge. So that's 20% trap throwing speed for Swift Killer plus the endurance charge uptime and everything else. Yeah, the big thing about Trickster is I'm afraid of Polymath not giving me the ES Life meta on kill. Let's see if I copy the Foulborn Oxium. Items paste. Add to build. The belt alone takes me up to 63 ES to 537. Then give me the shield. Add to build. That only has me at 97% spell suppression, but I don't have the anoint for the other charge. I don't think I use a tincture either. I think tinctures have to be with traps or with melee weapons. Melee attack skills, it might specify. It says elemental damage with melee weapons. There might be tincture possibility here. I don't know. It could be good. Maybe not. That is my plan. If it fails, I can go to Keepers. Search in here for Rallycash Impatience. What are people doing with that? Ice Trap. Ice Trap is AoE. Lots of Ice Trap on Occultist and Assassin. Maybe I do Ice Trap. Ooh, Badge of the Brotherhood. That's something I wasn't thinking about. Max Frenzy Charge equal to max power charges. Elusive effect per power charge. Okay, that's a possibility. Foulborn Ramir's Banquet. Do I have one of those? I don't think so. Those have a max power charge on it, which did not come on the Precursor's emblem. But yeah, I think I will level Spectral Helix of Charthus next time, and maybe we can make something work. That's where my head's at, so gotta just go with it and see what happens. But that is going to do it for this episode, and later today we get the reveal of Path of Exile 2's 0.4 expansion. We'll see what that's got going on, and then tomorrow get this new character leveled. But with that, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button, as it really helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss more videos from me. If you'd like to help support my channel, please consider using the super thanks, the heart icon just below the video, or by joining to become a member, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.